The venture sweet spot came out of thinking about why is it difficult for people to launch ventures during the fellowship, and we realized that there are a couple of things that they need to focus on, but it's really about dialing into what do they care about, and what are they good at, and what does the world need. So we ask our fellows of Gandhi, what was he facing, and what did he have going for him? And we want to ask our fellows the same thing. What are you facing that you care deeply about, and what do you have going for you in a way that would give you energy, hope, and inspiration? This idea of the sweet spot becomes really important because if people are doing things because of a sense of obligation or a sense that they ought to, they're going to run out of gas. And the sweet spot helps people find the source of energy and joy and inspiration that lets them do something that will enable them to sustain it over time. I think the biggest challenge for fellows is first to hit the pause button. So stop, slow down, let the dust settle. These all are very busy people doing very important work. And so the idea of hitting the pause button, letting the dust settle, and thinking about what's there, what do you really care about, is the beginning. The second would be to be honest with yourself about where do you find joy. Often we do things that we're good at because we're good at them, not because we're getting a sense of fulfillment or joy. So if you can slow down, stop, pay attention to what gives you joy, that would be tremendously helpful. And then I think the third thing would be to look for your point of leverage. Where do you have the opportunity to have what a friend of mine would say is make fewer, smarter moves that will have a bigger impact? The exercises during the seminar can often be come as a surprise or as forced, or you don't have enough time. So my advice would be just to be still, create this space. The questions are meant to be prompts, not a quiz. And so if you find better questions that help you get to the core of this, what do you really care about? What's bothering you in the world? What needs to be fixed that's broken? What's missing that needs to be started? Just create the space to ask yourself that, however you find that you can do that. So it might be a walk, it might be journaling, whatever, but and it can happen outside of the seminar room. But if you don't take the time to listen, to pay attention to what's going on, you're gonna stay stuck. So create the space, create the time, and then I would also say take the time to think about what else is happening in the world. Sometimes you need to be the person who initiates something big and important, and sometimes you can join others' causes and help them extend the reach and impact of their work. So be creative and flexible. There are many, but I'll think of one in particular from Central America whose day job is in a pretty detail-oriented business, distribution and logistics and customs, who found during the course of this fellowship that she really cared about young people and singing. And so she started a series of glee clubs in El Salvador and has absolutely brought to life these communities where there wasn't a lot of sense of hope. And when you see her talking about this, her eyes sparkle. And you know this is something that she's going to carry on with her for time. So there's this lovely phrase from Mary Oliver where she says that properly attended to, delight as well as havoc is suggestion. And that's the essence of the work we're doing. How do you pay attention to what delights you or the sources of havoc in the world that inspire you to do something? That is suggestion. She closes this poem with the challenge to be ignited or be gone.